Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hear It Now. And this is our, I guess it's our third Hear It Now since we've been doing these on a regular basis. And this one is, I'm excited about this one. Well, I can't lie. I was excited about the other two as well. So just to be honest with you, and our guest is Brandon Mooberry. And he is going to be talking a little bit about something that's happening Friday night. And so this, how we're having to do things with this is a little bit different. Normally we air on Wednesday night and then we air a replay on Friday night. And then we premiere the video portion of it at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Well, we can't do that with this one because the concert, the online concert, is Friday night. So we've kind of adjusted how we're doing things with Hear It Now this week. 5:30 on Wednesday night, 5:30 on Thursday night, and then the video will premiere at 9 o'clock on, or roughly about that time, on Friday morning. But Brandon, we want to say welcome.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
And this is this kind of just Friday Night Lights is what our Friday Night Lights. Yeah. Well, I guess
Fire.
It's going to be lit, but Friday Night Fire was kind of brought about a month ago is when this first started being discussed. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just fell into place. And tell us a little bit about what led up to this and then who all is going to be participating.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a local musician in the central Illinois area, and that's my main income. And so I have a lot of brothers and sisters in the field that are hurting really badly from this. And Rob, the director of Kingdom Life Peoria, had this beautiful idea to put on an online concert in order to support the local musicians in the area. And it's not even the local worship musicians in the area, but it's the local musicians that play in bars and restaurants in the area that are really struggling through this. And it was just such a beautiful idea. And I got to invite my friends to be a part of this concert, and this will, hopefully bring in some financial stability to us. In a place where we're at, where we're possibly looking at not even working for the rest of 2020 and, finding our income elsewhere. Who knows when we'll get back to it, but I'm just already preparing myself to not, work in a bar or restaurant for the rest of the year. So we've got some incredible talent coming in on Friday Night Fire. Well, of course, me, but
and your wife
and my wife, yes, of course. My wife and I are in a band called Stare in the Underground, and we're gonna kick off the night. And then we've got both my wife and I teach music as well, and we have one of our students. We both teach her, and she's just one of those prodigies that's up and coming. Megan Maroney, she is 17 now, and she has just taken Peoria by storm, and it's going to be really cool to see her set. We watched it all, so I'm just even like 10 times more excited to get this show aired to people, because everything was amazing. So we got Megan Maroney. Then after that will be Chris Tarpley. He's a local keyboardist. He's in the band Ridge Racer, Whiskey's Gone, a Zach Brown tribute band, and also does a solo piano man gig around the area. Then after that was Projects, spelled with a K. It's a husband and wife duo, Chris and Jessica Wilson. And it's just some of the most gorgeous music that comes out of Peoria. It's like for real beautiful as can be. After that, I believe wrapping up the show will be our friend Emily, who goes by the name Emily. she plays the ukulele and sings and just has this golden silky voice, and it's just truly awesome to hear her play.
Now this gets underway at 6, and this will be as a video premiere, I guess, is what on Kingdom Life Peoria, and then it'll be shared onto a lot of other sites, Facebook pages as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. We are with God All's Possible Internet Radio and it's kind of fitting because it's an online concert, and it's an online internet radio station that is the welcoming station for everybody, and
Quite fitting.
that's very fitting, I thought. So
Yes.
but I've had a chance to see Megan Maroney, and you are quite right.
Oh, cool.
She is quite the talent. There's no
Yes.
question about that, and we want to encourage people to watch this. This is, as we said, it will be a premiered video at 6 o'clock on Friday night, the 15th. And then following that, and you didn't mention this, but following that, there will be a Facebook Live at about 7:30 of the last group that's participating in this concert, New Covenant Worship.
Yes, I totally forgot to mention that. Man, and Nate's such a great singer and leader. That's going to be such a great set as well.
And I'm looking forward to it. You had a chance to watch this and it is for people that don't realize, when you see a video that is premiered on Facebook, that is a pre-recorded event.
Yes.
You can actually, I've been watching, and this might be something that we need to talk to Rob about in regard to Kingdom Life Peoria. You can now you can pre-record things and make them look like it's live. And it has the live in the corner, even though it's pre-recorded.
Tricky.
Yeah. So, but I like how he's setting this up with a premiere video, and of course, this interview,
Mm-hmm.
as you're listening to this on With God All's Possible Internet Radio, this will be a premiered video Friday morning at about 9. So it'll be playing throughout the day on Friday. People can watch it at any time after the premiere. So we're excited about that, and being able to air these interviews. But maybe share a little bit about, we can talk a little bit about Kingdom Life Peoria, because this concert, and I kind of summed it up in one of our meetings, and I'm on the board of directors, Brandon's on the board of directors of Kingdom Life Peoria. I kind of summed this up, this particular concert, because it does involve several bands that are not Christian bands. And
Mm-hmm.
some people might say, well, what is Kingdom Life Peoria and With God All's Possible promoting this online concert? Well, I see, and I read scripture about being the light to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a way to show God to the rest of, to the music industry, especially because they are, you're absolutely right, 100% right. They are struggling right now,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
of not being able to perform, do their normal thing and perform. And I do feel for them, and this is a means of being the arms, the legs, the eyes, the ears, the mouth of the kingdom of God.
Absolutely.
And
It's such a wonderful idea, because it hits home really well with me, with the musicians in the area. And sometimes it's a real struggle to be a believer in the bar scene where you're surrounded by lots of musicians, and I'm pretty open. If I feel like I have a green light to talk about God, it's on. I'll talk about God with other musicians, and people I know who are unbelievers, and other people that are at the bar and just hanging out. um and it's tough to really spread that light when there's some people out there who just really truly hate God and really truly hate Christians. And this is such a wonderful opportunity for us to show, like, this is what being a Christian is about. It's about love.
Mhm.
The first and foremost, the most important thing Jesus said, he's like, listen, like, these commandments, like, follow them, but absolutely love each other. Like, that's the number one thing. And this is just such a good opportunity for us to show, this is a ministry organization and we follow Jesus, but we also want to love our neighbors, and just set a really good tone for what Kingdom Life Peoria is. Set a good pace for, we want to reach out to our brothers and sisters. We don't care what your faith is. We want, because of our faith and our cup is overfilling, we want to give you some love too.
And I think that's a great way to sum that up, because there's no question that, with the for lack of a better word, they're hurting, uh,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And and you mentioned about playing in the bars. I had uh, a church that I attended, before I moved to Illinois, in West Central Ohio. They were the praise and worship band for the church that I attended. We had three different services. We had a traditional service. We had a, what I call, contemporary Christian, that had kind of a pop flair to its music.
Uh-huh.
And then we had, a contemporary Christian that I called it, the music. It was music with an edge.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
they performed, that particular band, praise and worship band, would perform. They would go, or not perform, but they would entertain at, they would go out into the bars. They would do the
Yep.
covers of the current music and that type of thing. But they also would throw in some of the songs that because some of the artists in that band had wrote some songs, and they were Christian songs, and they would throw those kind of into the mix as they were performing some of the other, songs as well. And that way they did have it, kind of opened the door to witnessing to
Yes.
to those that were in the bar as well. And people knew this band. They knew that they were the praise and worship band at this particular church. And
That's so
it was
cool.
a great ministry. Um, and I think they're no longer that praise and worship, the praise and worship band at that church, but I do think that band is still together, and they do so, or perform in some bars and restaurants and that type of thing. So that's something that, once everything is back in place, that some people might consider doing, um, as a way to witness and show God's love. But
Oh yeah, man,
but
that's great.
this is, like we've talked. This is an awesome way to show those individuals, because you are absolutely right. I've got a lot of friends in the music industry,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of them that literally, I won't call them atheists, but they struggle with their beliefs. Uh,
Yeah.
and and a lot of them do not believe in God, and this is a way they're they may kind of, how do I want to say, take a second look, because
Yeah.
a Christian organization has reached out to them to support them and show God's love.
Absolutely.
And I think that's important.
Oh, it's so important. And it's not, um, I, one of my biggest weaknesses is memorizing verses. So I can always get like the vibe of what was being said, but I can't remember word for word.
I'm,
But
I feel your
uh,
pain there because I'm the same way.
okay, Jesus wept. I remember that one. That's the shortest verse in the
Yeah.
Bible. Um, but I remember Paul talking about this because this is such a great thing, and it's also not a trick. It's not a it's not a trick to show this love in order to hope that people come to faith. It's really just an honest reaching out,
Hmm.
and I really love that about Rob's heart and your heart and Nate's heart and everybody's heart that's involved in Kingdom Life Peoria. Is it's not a trick to, we're not trying to swindle people into the faith. We're just honestly reaching out and in love and just being that light, like you said, just that what was it, salt, not salt of the light,
Well, it's
salt
like
of
the
the earth.
city on the hill, and showing that light out to the out to those individuals. That the particular scripture, and I can't remember, it was in Matthew, I'm almost sure. It's where the song "This Little Light of Mine" um, basically came from. Um, don't hide it.
Yeah,
You need to shine that light, and that's really what we're doing, is shining that light to a community right now that is hurting, uh,
absolutely.
and not just hurting emotionally, but hurting financially as well, because this is a difficult time.
Yes, very. Absolutely.
Now, tell us a little bit about each, maybe a little bit about each of the groups. We've talked a little bit about Megan Maroney, but
Uh-huh.
both you and Sarah have had the opportunity to really watch this young lady grow musically.
Oh yeah. And not even grow musically. We've just watched her grow as a person. Um, you know, uh she was very, very shy when she came in, and um it was difficult to get her to open up. And you know, Sarah's such a great teacher and such a great uh person that shows you that light. And just really under that tutelage, um, Megan just blossomed, and it's been so neat to watch her personality come out. She's so goofy and quirky. Like she'll bust out a kazoo in the middle of a song whenever she feels like it, and it's so neat to watch her open up. And it's just such a fun journey to watch her go on, and we could just get to experience that on the sidelines and cheer her on.
I've been blessed in pretty much every community that I have lived, um, whether it be in North Alabama, growing up in West Central Ohio, or now living here in the West Central and Central Illinois area. The musicians in each of those areas, it's been phenomenal, and this area is really no different than any of the other areas that I've lived. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we're based in, with God All's Possible Internet Radio is based in Canton, and I have to be honest. One of the first years that I was here, we had a fundraiser or we didn't, but I attended a fundraiser for a young man who had been burned in a explosion, and it
Wow.
would have been in 2005. And the band that was playing, and they did a Doobie Brothers cover of "Jesus Is Just All Right."
Oh, sweet.
And I want to tell you, I shut my eyes, and I would have thought the Doobie Brothers were up there, because
Yeah.
that's what it sounded like. And I've been to places, um, and watched groups play, and the talent that is in this area is just phenomenal. And tell us a little bit about one of the artists I want you to talk a little bit about is Emily with Emily, and tell us why she goes by Emily.
Oh yeah. It's pretty simple as far as the name goes. Her name's Emily. She plays the ukulele, and then you just put them together, and bada bing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just speaking of, how the talent in Peoria is next to none. It's I'm especially proud of the talent in Central Illinois, and Bloomington, and the Twin Cities, and Peoria, and the whole area. Um, and it's a really good indicator that what you hear on the radio is not a measure of talent. It's a measure of what distributors picked it up because they thought it was the easiest to digest. It has nothing to do with how good you are. So if someone's not on the radio but they just drop your jaw, like you were saying, it's you can close your eyes and imagine you're hearing the Doobie Brothers. So the talent in Peoria is it's up to par with the rest of the world.
And tell us a little about maybe some of the things what people are going to hear on Friday night.
Yeah, we've got 3 ukulele groups. I didn't realize this until Sarah and I were about to record this. Sarah's like, we have 3 ukuleles playing on this show. We're like, sweet. This is that's great. We've got Megan Maroney playing ukulele, tossing in some covers and originals. Great original writer. Chris Tarpley's on keyboards. Incredible voice. Great songwriter. Real soulful. He's such a soulful dude. And great keyboard player as well. Projects. It's kind of like a mix between it's so unique. It's like R&B, but with a ukulele and 2 voices. Like no big R&B band, but it's like it's so soulful. It hits you the same way like a really tight R&B song would. And then Emily is just this gorgeous voice with ukulele, and she's a great writer, and she does really great covers. And this is stuff that, if record labels or distributors saw it fit, they could all be on the radio and all see the same success because they've got the same talent as the people you hear on the radio.
Yeah, and how do I want to say this? Because I don't want to put down some of the artists from the 50s and the 60s, especially because it's we play some Southern gospel on With God All Is Possible internet radio, but I listen to some of the artists, and don't get me wrong, they're good. But I listen to some of those artists, and then I hear some of the new Southern gospel artists, and I'm thinking, some of those people in the 50s and 60s, they might not have made it now. And that's nothing against them, because now,
of course,
they're renowned, as far as that goes. But talent-wise, they just happen to be in the music industry and the Southern gospel field at the right time.
Yep.
That's the only way to put it. But at the same time, as I said, they're very good as far as that goes, and they probably could have been in a group. But some of the solo artists, I'm like, I don't know, they need to be maybe in like the Triumphant Quartet or something like that, Southern gospel wise. So, and that's something that because I know there's a lot of Southern gospel fans out there that maybe depending on how long this pandemic goes, and the stay at home and how long things are shut down. Right now, this is the only one that is being planned, but who knows? God opens doors, and he opened this one up pretty quick.
Real quick. Yeah, remarkably quick.
So, that may be something. I know Rob has said that he wants to kind of step back a little bit and see how things play out. But, I don't think any of us know, because things are changing from day to day, exactly what is taking place. But again, kind of recap, and don't forget, New Covenant Worship will be finishing things off. They will be actually live at about 7:30 on Friday night on the Kingdom Life Peoria Facebook page. So, and that's Nathan and his wife and some other members of the worship team at New Covenant Church of God. But tell us again, kind of recap what's going on Friday night, and what is planned.
Yeah, I'll just say something that I hadn't said yet. When Rob got done with it, he was really choking back tears, and he said that was such an emotional roller coaster that I just went on, listening to all those artists and how beautiful their souls are, and how it comes through their music. So that's just such a great description of what you're going to see for Friday Night Fire this Friday.
And that gets me even more excited. So,
oh yeah,
I was excited before, but now want to encourage people to check out the Kingdom Life Peoria Facebook page on Friday night, because I guarantee you this is going to be something you don't want to miss.
Absolutely.
No question. So anyway, Brandon Mooberry, who is one of the artists that is performing with Sarah and the Underground, is with us right now, and he's one of the people that helped put this online concert together. And I haven't said this, Brandon, but thank you for helping out and putting this basically all together.
Oh man, my pleasure. It brought me so much happiness to get my friends together and put on a show.
And one thing we haven't mentioned, there will be links that will be provided. That this originally started as it was going to be a webinar type Zoom webinar concert, and that kind of changed in the midstream, and I'm sure that was part of the roller coaster Rob was talking about. But it changed to a Facebook Live event, or a premiere event and Facebook Live, and then there will be links that people can give to each of the groups as they so desire.
Yes, please. If you have a budget for donating and aren't sure, after you're tithing to your church, where to put some offerings into your community, consider the musicians on Friday Night Fire, and consider other musicians while we're, financially struggling to get through this situation.
Yeah, and I know some of them have been doing some Facebook Lives, concerts per se, and that's great. And encourage you to give to them, because this is a lot of them, this is their livelihood. So
yeah,
this is a way that you can not only enjoy them, but give them a little bit of support too. So anyway, well, Brandon, we appreciate your coming on and talking with us about Friday Night Fire. And it's this Friday night, the 15th, and it'll begin at 6. And with a video premiere, and then about 7:30, you'll be able to listen to New Covenant Worship through a Facebook Live event, and it's all on the Kingdom Life Peoria Facebook page. So, Brandon,
Yeah,
we want to say thank you once again.
of course. Thank you, Mark.
And I'm Mark Bixler, and you've been listening to Hear It Now on With God All's Possible Internet Radio.